And she looks at him and knows he's easy pickings. Starts licking her lips and so easy she don't even attack him. She just sends the cupcake at him. Imagine writing that bullshit on your tombstone. Death by robot cupcake. Happy spooky month, and in this 3 to 4 part series I will be uploading horror themed videos. And yes, I know that is groundbreaking, a YouTuber uploading horror themed videos on his channel during the month of October. That's just mind-blowing. I've never heard anything like it. But today we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. Not the game. I do have an idea for the games though. Stay tuned for that. But this movie is unhinged and this movie is insane. So if you like the video, like the video. If you have any suggestions for any future videos, then leave a comment down below. And with that, let's start the video. So the movie starts out with this old guy trying to escape the Freddy's animatronics, and already this is outrageous because where the fuck are the doors? This nigga stacking tables, ladders, and chairs like this is the WWE. But he runs down a hallway leading him to a locked gate where we hear a too familiar jingle. Foxy chases this nigga down and put him into this jigsaw-ass contraption, leading to the opening credits. And low-key, this joint on fire. I gotta let it play for a little bit. But only a little bit. We then get our main character, Michael Schmidt, who is tasked with raising his baby sister, Abby. And man, shout out to the single fathers out there like Big Nate's dad, and that's about it. But you're appreciated. He's at his job at the mall where he's about to pick up some froyo, but he notices something odd. It seems like there's a child being kidnapped, and that's not happening on Mike's watch. He chases that nigga down like prime Brian Dawkins, and low-key, why didn't he make the league? The Cowboys need a safety, my boy. Michael Schmidt, University of Utah. He ends up getting fired from his job because that man ended up being the father of the child, and low-key, I would have given that nigga a raise. Take that police brutality, and instead of attacking minorities, attack potential kidnappers. Message! So he ends up in the office of Steve Raglan, who tells him that he might be the ultimate unemployed person. However, he does have a job for him. But Mike says he can't work nights, and I'm not gonna lie, in this economy, you need 2 jobs to pay the bills. You're gonna have to seek some employment. However, this movie takes place somewhere in the early 90s and 2000s because of the TV in Mike's living room and also based on some film theories I've seen. So it's honestly maybe the best time to be employed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, cash in a few unemployment checks and you might be good to go. But Mike denies the job, going home to see Abby hadn't eaten. She then details him how her imaginary friend doesn't like Mike.
You're sitting on my friend.
What in fuck's name? What in fuck's name?
My friend says you're an idiot.
Oh, that's so normal. We find out the main antagonist of the movie is their Aunt Jane, and I could have sworn I checked the FNAF lore, you know what I'm saying? I've read the books, I've looked through a lot of MatPat's theories, and she's nowhere to be found. I must have missed a page. But she wants to take Abby away from Mike because she wants government assistance, I guess. I mean, after taking care of the child, you really won't have that much money left over unless you plan on starving the child, which I don't think your plan will last very long. After this, Mike is confronted with the fact that in order to keep his sister, he will have to find a job. Sorry for the jump scare, but it is October. Mike calls good old Steve Raglan about the job that he got him as a security gig at a pizzeria, and all he would have to do is watch over this abandoned Chuck E. Cheese for 6 hours. You're telling me I get to do a 6-hour shift while sitting down the entire night, have zero supervision, and all I have to do is make sure no one breaks into this decade-old restaurant? I wish someone would try to ruin this for me. I'll kill them with my bare hands. Mike gets there and starts to snoop around the place, and see, this is where me and him diverge paths, because there's no way I'm leaving my office till close. But ultimately, he finds nothing and passes out in his chair. Now, I think it's a good of a time to explain Mike's overarching story here. In this movie, you see, he had a brother named Garrett. Not anymore. And this day his brother was kidnapped has forever scarred him. So much to the point where every night he tries to sleep to relive the memory through his dream in order to see if he could see the killer. For what reason, I have no idea. But he gets caught drifting off on the second night and wakes up to someone at the front door, and I know y'all see Vanessa's fine ass. I'm not one for the snow, but maybe it's about time I bundle up. And can I just say, Elizabeth Lale, you had quite the performance in this movie. I'm 6'5", by the way.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
But she shows up to help Mike on his second night because she's just such a great person. And after that, they peace out for the day, ending her shift.
But little do they know, evil is brewing in the background.
You see, the babysitter Mike hired was actually a spy for Aunt Jane, but unfortunately for her, she couldn't find anything wrong with the living situation. Her brother, also hired by Aunt Jane, decides that if they get him fired from his new job, then maybe he won't be able to keep Abby. So he devised a plan to break in while he's off the clock. And maybe I'm being a little too over-analytical here. I mean, stop me. I'm just getting silly right here. But wouldn't it make more sense to break in while he was there? What's he gonna do? They didn't give him a gun or anything. They didn't arm him with a weapon. Just jump his ass and destroy everything. Now, from an out-of-universe perspective, we know why that wouldn't work. The animatronics wouldn't allow for it, but they don't know that. But anyways, these guys break in and start destroying shit until one of the robbers named Carl runs into Chica. And she looks at him and knows he's easy pickings. Starts licking her lips and shit. So easy, she don't even attack him. She just sends the cupcake at him. Imagine writing that bullshit on your tombstone. Death by robot cupcake. The other robber, Hank, sees this and runs to hide in a closet. But if you know anything about this franchise, you know the closet only belongs to one man. Or should I say Bunny? Yeah, he got packed. And the final robber watches Bonnie exit the closet having eaten? I actually don't know what Bonnie does to him. I'm just gonna assume he ran a quick 30 bro and he got folded. But the final robber drops his crowbar and runs back to the office. Nigga, find the nearest exit and keep your crowbar. These animatronics low diff with these Mickey Mouse ass kills. Foxy walks this dumb nigga down and leaves us with the babysitter. And she has to have the dumbest death in this entire movie. A kid calls for her to follow him, and for some reason, she follows him without question. Why they came here to destroy everything and it's dead silent? I don't know. I'm just gonna follow this child, this random kid. He seems like he knows what's going on. He knows the goings on. She's then led to Freddy and decides to grab a chair and climb into his mouth. Robots got it too easy out here, man. I would have bodied them niggas. So now Mike has to take Abby to work with them because his babysitter has an extra chromosome. And she starts playing with the animatronics because apparently those were her imaginary friends the entire time. Hey Mike, go ahead and leave her here, man. She is not with us. The next night they pull up to see Vanessa there, ready to meet them. And Abby and the robots decide that they want to build a fort. And Mike is questioning the idea, but Vanessa agrees to Abby because she's just such a great person. And we could go ahead and skip this part of the movie, but later Mike and Vanessa start arguing about Mike not being able to let go of the past. And she tells him that he has to let it go because she's just such a great person. Abby then gets electrocuted. She's perfectly fine. No hospital, no police report. But Vanessa does tell Mike that if he ever brings Abby back to this pizzeria, she will shoot him because she's just such a great person. So Mike invites over Aunt Jane to babysit while he goes to work. The next night he gets to the pizzeria and once again falls asleep, and in his dreams the kids possessing the animatronics tell Mike that they want Abby in exchange for Mike to have his family back. Did I ever mention the dead kids? I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory when you're talking about the series. Anyways, these kids start jumping the fuck out of Mike. And yeah, we see how this looks in the dream, but how does this look in real life? Are they just surrounding this nigga in his chair, beating his ass? That's a little overkill. They then put him in the murder contraption, but luckily he escapes. He runs down the hallway, but barely escapes the clutches of Foxy with the door open. Cut to Aunt Jane looking very alive.
Silly Aunt Jane. She fell asleep.
Never mind. Golden Freddy and Abby head to the pizzeria by hailing a taxi and... Is that Corey X Kenshin? Samurai, stand up! We then find out that Vanessa is the one who saved Mike. Because she's just such a... Wait, no. If she knew the animatronics were capable of this, why would she let this happen? Well, we find out that the animatronics want Abby to be one of them. And we also find... Hey, that's my fault, bro. Somebody out here drag racing. But we then find out that the murderer of the children and Garrett's kidnapper was Steve Raglan, aka William Afton. This shit a violation too. Vanessa out here posed with your dead brother's toy airplane. You gotta beat her ass. But she then arms Mike with weapons necessary to take down these knockoff Chuck E. Cheese ass robots because she's just such a great person. Mike shows up to hear Freddy playing that bullshit. Please turn that shit off. As a matter of fact, taste chick ass too for that bullshit. But unfortunately the cupcake was a big Don Toliver fan, so he starts biting that shit out of Mike's leg. He tells Abby to run while he deals with the Don Toliver fan, but Foxy peeped game and had one of the toughest transitions in movie history. Ooh, shit. Mike tries to catch up, but then Springtrap comes around the corner and he starts walking this nigga down. Mike tried to tase him, but that shit did 0 damage.
That don't work.
Springtrap pushes that nigga over while Vanessa is saving Abby from Foxy. Springtrap then tells Mike that he killed his brother and now he's gonna kill him, and Mike tells him to go to hell before getting that shit kicked out of him. That shit was so hard he started spinning like a blade. Vanessa then shows up to stop her dad, and you know what? It's gonna be the last one she gets for this movie, so fine, because she's just such a great person. Mike tells Abby to draw a picture of Springtrap killing the kids so that they would finally know the truth. Steve tries to stop Abby, but Vanessa stops him, causing him to stab her.
Damn.
Abby draws the picture and puts it on the wall, and the animatronics start realizing the truth, surrounding this nigga Springtrap and preparing for the ultimate jumping. I started kicking my feet in preparation for this ass beating, prepared the popcorn and started rubbing my hands together, just for the cupcake to bite him once and the suit to start clamping down on his ass. Man, what the fuck is this bullshit? The building starts falling apart and our 3 main characters escape while Freddy yells out a scream like he got an N1. They drag Springtrap away, and that's where our movie ends, with Vanessa in the hospital and Aunt Jane dead in the living room.
Okay.
And with that, the video comes to a close. Leave your thoughts on the video in the comments down below. Please leave a comment, man. Come on. If you made it this far in the video, by the way, leave a like too. Like, why are you watching my entire video without leaving a like or a comment? If you don't like the video, then tell me why you hate the video down in the comments. That's still gonna help me anyways, so it doesn't matter what you do. Join the Patreon or the channel memberships, man. I'm uploading extra content on those. And yeah, I ain't got that much to say, so it is your favorite FNAF OG Printer 14, and I'm signing out.
She wanna go skate right now, ain't pushing the brakes right now, I'm pushing the brakes right now, we counting the game right now, she love my face right now, we go on a date